Today I want to talk to you about pain. And I really believe that there is a strategy that works against any spouse who is offended and any marriage or any relationship that's trying to heal. And it's a strategy that comes through pain. You see, pain has a voice, and that voice of pain betrays us, oftentimes. I don't know that I would say always, but pain has a voice and loves to try and get us to act out and make decisions in our pain. A perfect example is when we get upset or angry at our spouse and we want to lash out, right? When we're hurt, when we are offended and we resort to anger, which comes out of the pain, I'm going to tell you, if you trust your pain, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make decisions that are going to actually hurt you and betray you and cause things to get worse, not better. Some good examples are, sometimes you're trying to work your recovery. You're, trying to, especially as an unfaithful spouse, you're trying to humble yourself. You're trying to communicate that you've changed, or you're trying to communicate that you are different, or that you really mean what you're saying, and then maybe the betrayed spouse just isn't there yet. And they're not able to give you an answer that you so desperately want, like, it's okay, I forgive you, I see, or okay. It's the antithesis of that, right? Which is, you're just sorry you got caught, I can't believe you would do this, you're never going to change, things like that. And then what happens is we feel pain. We feel pain of anger, hatred, bitterness, resentment, frustration, shame, all of those things. And then pain speaks to us and wants to lead us to make decisions like, you should go back to your affair partner. You should go to the strip club, or you should do this, and we lash out. And I'll tell you, nothing ever good comes when we make decisions listening to the voice of pain or anger or resentment. It's also true for the betrayed, because when the betrayed feels pain, the pain of betrayal, the pain of an unwillingness to change or an unwillingness to get help, the pain of just being betrayed and having to compare yourself with an affair partner, and then your own shame or your own wounds begin to be stirred up. And then what happens is pain speaks to you. You should have an affair. You should, get on a certain website and try and hook up, or you should make these choices to make your betrayed spouse suffer. They're never going to learn anyway, so why not make them suffer? Or you know what? You should have an affair. They got to have their fun. You should too. I mean, there's a litany of voices that come to you, and if you trust your pain, you're going to find that those decisions only make things worse, only make things harder, only cause more damage. Now, please understand, I think at some level we've all done this. You don't have to look any further than almost just looking at infidelity, is that we act out of our pain and our hurt because pain says, well, your spouse doesn't care, your partner doesn't care, they don't see how great you are, maybe this person will. Or again, the examples are endless, but the fact is our pain wants us to act out. And if you trust the voice of pain, if you trust that voice that comes through your hurt, it's not going to lead you towards reconciliation. It's not going to lead you towards restoration personally or maritally. It's going to lead you into a place where you only cause more hurt and more pain. You see, our pain, our hurt, is a master deceiver. When we're hurt, when we're bitter, when we're offended, we very easily hear this voice come to side with us. You know what? You should do this. You should do that. It's the desire for vengeance. It's the desire to transmit our pain, which we've talked about before. And I just want to appeal to you, because I think it's a very pivotal moment for so many of you, that you're tempted to trust your pain. And if you trust pain to speak to you, if you trust pain to bring about clarity, if you trust pain to bring about healing, I'm sorry, it won't do that, because pain is very one-sided. It is not objective, it is subjective, because all it cares about is what you're feeling. And if all you're focused on is what you're feeling, you really, especially as an unfaithful spouse, you really can't focus on what your spouse is feeling because of your choices. Inevitably, there's the counterpoint of, okay, what do you trust in? If you don't trust the pain, because that's all I'm feeling right now. So here's a few things. Trust the process. I've talked about this over and over again, but it's really true. If you're not getting a process from your therapist or whatever mechanism that you're using, I want to encourage you to find somewhere where you can get into a process. If you come from faith, man, trust God, trust the Lord with an approach that is rooted in selflessness and rooted in humility and rooted in righteousness. If you don't come from faith, trust the process, but trust the recovery work that you're doing, whether it be books, whether it be a good therapist, whether it be personal time where you're really trying to maybe meditate or really trying to ponder through what's going on in your own heart. But don't trust the pain to speak to you, because pain is going to try and get you to lash out. Because the pain, the agony, the disorientation is so severe, you need a voice that you can trust. And as you try and meander through all these different voices, I promise you, if you don't give up, if you work really hard, you can find a voice that you can rely upon. So I appeal to you. Don't lash out. Don't let pain be your best friend. Don't let pain be the voice that leads you to make decisions that you will only regret later. Pain is sneaky. Pain is very seductive. The seductiveness of the voice of pain will never lead us to a point of restoration, either personally or maritally.